grips popping up everywhere. They are one of the most popular grips in mountain biking. Today, I'm giving you my honest opinion after putting them through the ringer on the trails. So if you're curious about these grips and you want to know if they live up to the hype, stick around. Right off the bat, I can tell you that these are solid all-arounder grips. They don't blow me away in any one category, but they do a decent job across the board. PNW didn't try to reinvent the wheel here. Instead, they focused on making an affordable grip that performs well in most situations. Looking at the design, you'll notice some cool details. PNW added these water-shedding fins to help keep your hands dry. They have a little flange near the thumb for added support for your, where your index finger meets your palm. And then they have horizontal stripes where your palm will sit, and then a zigzag pattern for where the pad of your hand is. I'll talk more about how these features feel when we get into the trail test. These grips come in two sizes, regular and XL. The regular is surprisingly narrow by today's standards, measuring at just 30 millimeters in diameter. Most mountain bike grips are about 32 millimeters in diameter. If you're used to chunkier grips or have larger hands, definitely size up to the XL, which is 34 millimeters. For me, 34 millimeters is a bit large and 30 millimeters is a bit narrow, but if I had to pick, I'd prefer my grips on the narrower size anyways. The price for these grips is pretty nice, coming in at $26, and they have a massive variety of colors for you to pick from. That's one of the most popular things about these grips, is just the amount of colors you can match to your pedals, your frame, whatever you want to match to. Out on the trail, the grip on these it's okay. It's definitely not the tackiest rubber I've ever used, but it's definitely enough to keep your hands in place. I feel confident using these grips, and they're predictable because the rubber doesn't move too much underneath you, and the grips are quite narrow, so you feel like you're in good control of your bike. Where these grips suffer is definitely in the hand fatigue and slight arm pump department. Because of how narrow they are and how hard the rubber is, they can definitely bother your hands. Additionally, despite being a narrow grip, which in my opinion tends to reduce my arm pump, they still have a decent amount of arm pump. You know, it's not crazy, but it's maybe less so than one of the tackier, more padded grips. I have found that with grips, there's always a trade-off between grip and durability though. And speaking of durability, these grips are pretty tough. I actually had these grips on my old bike, and they were on my bike for about 500 miles up until I sold the bike. I raced with them, I rode downhill with them, and I used them for everyday trail rides. I wasn't afraid to lay my bike down on the bars, put my bike in the back of the trunk a bunch. These grips withstood some abuse. They can definitely withstand more abuse and last longer to just regular wear and tear than a softer grip like a Deity Lockjaw, a Deity Super Cush, a DMR Death Grip, a Santa Cruz House Grip. Those grips are all going to wear a little bit faster. It's just the nature of soft rubber. It wears faster. One thing on the durability side though is that these grips do not have a plastic end cap. I wouldn't expect one for $25 in a ton of different colors with a cool design like this. What a plastic end cap is going to do is it's going to make your grip last longer. If you take a gnarly crash and your bike slides across the ground, it's just going to slide with a plastic end cap instead of sliding on the rubber and tearing your grip and potentially corsicling yourself. If you crash a lot, or you're just really rough on your bike, maybe get a grip with plastic end caps. If hand fatigue is a super major concern for you, I would probably look at other grips or try the XL size of this grip. Riders who suffer from hand fatigue tend to favor grips that are wider and plusher. Riders who suffer from just arm pump, on the other hand, might actually prefer a narrower grip. There's kind of a balance between how narrow the grip is and how much arm pump and hand fatigue you're going to get. When I was riding these on the trails, I personally found that the narrowness wasn't an issue for me. I rode these grips all day at Angel Fire Bike Park, and of course my hands and arms were a little sore, but it wasn't like I couldn't hold on to the bars at all. I actually rode the Sensus Meaty Paw, an oversized 35mm grip the day before, and I really didn't like them. The arm pump I had was crazy, and that was on day 1. So this is me riding a new grip on day 2 after my arms are a little sore, and the arm pump wasn't bad. So, who are these PNW Loam Grips for? I'd say they're a good option for riders who want a decent all-around grip without breaking the bank. They're a solid choice for everyday riding and come in a bunch of different colors. If you're looking for a grip that does everything decently well and don't want to drain your wallet, definitely check these out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more mountain biking reviews, and drop a comment below to let me know what grips you're running. Peace.